Hi, I'm Pallav from Just Tutors, and today we will learn about nomenclature of carbon compounds and homologous series. So these are the points we will learn. Homologous series, like when we talk about alkanes, so we have methane, ethane, propane, butane, like that. So in this series, the next member of the series can be derived by adding a constant like CH2. So when we are getting the series by adding one particular molecule, in this case we have CH2, one particular unit, so we call it a homologous series. Then how to give name to the carbon compound, so we will learn about it. Before we move further, I want you to try these questions, so you can pause the video, try these questions, then we'll move on. Well, these are the answers of given questions. I hope you got the correct one. Now let's move on. So, homologous series. By looking at this series, can we see some similarity? In methanol, ethanol, propanol, butanol, if we talk about the series, we can get the second element of the series by adding CS2 in the first. In the same way, if we add CS2 in the second, we'll get the third one. So these all are similar in the way when we add CS to the same unit, we can get the next. So such type of series are called homologous series, or we can define it like the series of compounds in which the same functional group or the same unit is substituted to get the next one. And when we have functional group, we can say the same functional group substitutes for the hydrogen in carbon chain. Now let's move on. And if we don't have a functional group, we have, in that case as well, we can get the series just by adding CS2. So we have discussed about alcohol, we have discussed about the normal alkane series. Now this property, this rule applies on all. Like we can take example of alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, cyclic alkenes, alcohols, which we have discussed, and carboxylic acids. In all these cases, repeating unit is CH2. Now, how can we give name to the carbon compounds? Well, the name of the carbon compounds in the homologous series is based on name of basic carbon chain and the suffix or prefix which comes due to the functional group present there. So let's talk about the carbon chain first. If we have one carbon atom, we will use meth. If we have two, then eth. 3 prop. For 4, we'll use but. For 5, we will use pent. So if we talk about alkanes, that would be methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, like that. And if we have double bond, like alkene, so we have ethene, propene, butane, like that. And if we have triple bond, then we will say ethyne, propyne, butane, like that. So if we are converting alkane to alkene, so there is a rule, let's discuss that. In that case, that ane will be substituted by ene. So when we have double bond, so for example, and if we have triple bond, then ane would be substituted by ine. So if we have 3 carbon chain with double bond, then we will call it propene. And if we have 3 carbon chain with triple bond, we'll call it propyne. And now we discuss about the functional group. If we have functional group, then let's say we have methane. So at the end we have E. So we will delete this E and we will put the proper suffix. For example, if we have ketone group, so and if we have propane as a main carbon chain, basic carbon chain, so we will delete E from propane and our compound would be propane plus 1, that is would be propanone. Propane plus on, propanone. So here we have deleted the E. So whenever we will put suffix for the functional group, we will take away E. Now let's discuss more about it. So for different functional groups, we have different formula and different suffix. For example, if we have halo groups, so we use Cl or Br, chlorine or bromine. So in that case, we use prefix. Like if we have this with methane, so we will say chloromethane, yeah, or bromomethane. And if we have alcohols, then we have suffix. So for that, we will use all. So if the alcohol is attached, this alcohol group is attached with methane, then we will say methanol. And if it is attached with ethane, then we will say ethanol. In the same way, if we have aldehyde group or CHO group, then we will say al. For if we have methane plus aldehyde group, then we'll say methanol. And if we have ketone group, so if we had an example of propanol, we can say, then we have for carboxylic acid, we have oic acid. So these are the suffix which we can use. Let's discuss more about it. Let's take some examples. So here we have halogen group. We will use prefix chloro, fluoro. So example is chloroethane. And if we have alcohol group, ethanol, we have discussed that. Ketone we have discussed. Then carboxylic acid, we will use suffix oic acid. So ethanoic acid. For if we are if we have ethane plus carboxylate group, so we can say ethanoic acid. And double bond we have discussed ene, and triple bond ine. Now these are some questions, so you can pause the video, try these questions, and then we will check the answers. Well, these are the answers of given questions. If you got the correct answers, congratulations to you. Thanks for watching this video. For more, you can visit justtutors.com. Thank you.